Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mahna Ghafori, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing how mindfulness has transformed the quality of my entire life. And I know mindfulness can be a very overall difficult topic, but what it basically has looked like for me has been going from constantly feeling sick and it manifesting in my body as like mental health and feeling sick and back problems and eye twitches, to living in alignment and feeling freedom and abundance and flow and synchronicities and manifestation of goals and dreams. And so in today's video, I'm going to share with you the different practices that I've incorporated into my life on my mindfulness journey. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I'm learning and growing every single day, but this has been a highly requested topic that I wanted to share with hopes that it is helpful for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So it felt very appropriate for me to make this video here from Bali. There's such a mindful yoga well-being scene here in Bali. It really attracts an amazing community of people from all around the world who are interested in alternative lifestyles. I almost think of Bali as like Neverland, where from Peter Pan, and everyone goes there and it's like eternal childhood and you're just living and playing and feeling so much freedom. And everyone here comes with these feelings that they're not going to just accept society's path, but they're going to create their dream lives and follow their hearts and connect with awesome people along the way who are doing the same. And so I'm really excited to share this video here from Bali with you. And that leads to my first one of how I've sort of incorporated more mindfulness into my life. And that starts with putting yourself into new environments. So that pattern interruption of just the general pattern of your life, going through the flow of things and sort of being stuck in this like cog-like rhythm of habits that maybe aren't working for you anymore. What I recommend is traveling, stepping outside of your comfort zone, going to new places that are going to encourage you to look at life in a different way. And Bali has been one of those places for me. So find where that is for you, start to research new places that feel aligned and are calling to you, and step out and go to those places. And the second one is yoga classes. So a friend brought me to a yoga class first 8 years ago now. It was something I had never done. I wasn't really in tune with my body and space. I just felt sort of awkward and lanky. And ever since starting a yoga practice, I really have felt I've found peace and grounding in my body. And it's something that my body now craves if I go for a while without doing yoga. It's not only a physical exercise, but for me, it's also a emotional, spiritual exercise of really connecting to my core and finding gratitude and feeling that oneness of not just with myself, but everyone around me and the world. And the other one that's been massively impactful for me is spending time in nature. So a lot of the places that I love to travel to, obviously there are awesome cities and cultural temples and history that I'll check out, but what I go for and what I crave is that time spent in nature. Nature is where we come from. We're not separate from it. We are nature. We are integrated with nature. Every single fiber of our being is just flows and curves that you'll never see a straight line in nature, because it's the circles and the waves and the flows of life. And so being here in Bali, I've been at a surf camp where every single morning I'm going out surfing at Kima Surf Camp, and I'm spending so much time in the ocean, and the ocean truly teaches you so many lessons of flowing and adjusting to the waves of life, and that time spent in nature and that transcendent connected feeling that you get. If you're ever feeling lost or stressed in your life, I encourage you to spend time in nature. And everyone's happy place in nature looks different. For some people, they love the ocean, some people love the desert, some people love the mountains, some people love the rainforest. Find what that is for you and prioritize time spent in nature. This is another hack that I wanted to share about how important it is to spend time in nature. For example, when you're traveling to a new place, when I came here to Bali, the time zone difference from the East Coast of the US is 12 hours. So it's literally like a day forward, a half a day forward in time, the opposite side of the earth. How do you fight off jet lag? So for what I did is push to that first day, get as close to 8 hours of sleep as you can in that first night, wake yourself up and ground. So that can either look like putting your bare feet into the dirt, into the earth, or jumping into a body of water in the ocean. And that shocks your whole body, the pattern interrupt, into feeling like you've arrived. And also something that Andrew Huberman shared on his podcast about naturally adjusting your circadian rhythm is to observe the sunrise or sunset with your eyes without sunglasses. And that tells your body clock that it's either the morning or the evening. The normal daylight during the day, just like standard high noon daylight, won't do that, but sunrise or sunset light will. And so that's a little tip for fighting off jet lag. And it just shows you again how synced our bodies are with nature, because we are nature. The next one for me has been attending Tony Robbins events and seminars. I talk about this all the time because of the true transformational impact it has had on my life. The way that Tony teaches, anyone that goes to a Tony Robbins event is at a vibrational frequency that you can just feel, because Tony not only teaches you the information, the achievement, the check boxes that you need to succeed, but he really teaches that financial freedom without emotional freedom is the ultimate failure. So how do you find that crossroads of fulfillment in all the wheels of life, in your relationships, in your business, in your passions, in your hobbies? Like, he really incorporates everything and guides you through not only feeling motivated, but feeling internally pulled towards wanting to take action to make your goals and dreams happen. And so he gets you to that state during the events through movement, through either experiencing enough pain or pleasure to want to make your goal or dream happen by visualizing, okay, what will happen if this doesn't happen? And what was the feeling that will happen if this does happen? Raising your vibration to that high energy state where you're then able to attract your goal or dream into your life. It's almost mind-blowing to me, but in January of this year, I created a vision board of what I wanted my year to look like. And 6 months into the year, half of it has come true. It's pretty mind-blowing. And if you want me to make a video on visualization in the future, let me know, because I really have used visualization to bring magic into my life. And that's all come from and been learned from Tony Robbins events. And so I have a full video where I talk about my whole Tony Robbins event experience, but I would so strongly recommend it. That's what's worked for me and helped me find more mindfulness in my life by living more in alignment with what was on my heart's path. Up next for me is the practice of journaling that I would so strongly recommend. It's never too late to start journaling. I've been journaling since I was a kid, and it really helps you to get your thoughts out of your head. If you're ever having a day where you feel stuck, or you feel like, oh, I feel so anxious, or I feel so just like this isn't aligned, this isn't working out, I love to get out my journal and just journal my thoughts and feelings and emotions. And that helps you, sort of what I talked about in the 80-20 rule video, build a life that's more aligned with what works for you. And so through journaling, you can also look back and really have like a story of your life on your feelings and emotions and what you were going through throughout your entire life. I love looking back, especially at the end of the year, or after, like, if I turn 25, or like a chapter of my life of, wow, what was I like at 17? Or what was I like before I graduated from college, or my first day of high school? It's just so special to have that and look back on. And it's never too late to start journaling. I would so strongly recommend it. The next one is breathwork. So I've started attending breathwork classes. It's sort of like Wim Hof breathing methods that he teaches related to ice baths, which have also been so helpful. Doing breathwork before ice baths really helps you just go in there and surrender and feel the positive benefits for your body. But through breathwork, basically, I've gone in Los Angeles and I've gone to classes here in Hawaii, and you're able to achieve altered states of consciousness and really go into your subconscious beliefs and sort of like rewire them for how you're feeling and make your goals and your dreams happen from that different vibrational state. The other one that's really worked for me recently that did not work before is meditation. I always wanted to be one of those people that was able to meditate, that was able to reflect. And I always tried. I downloaded all the apps and like Headspace and Insight Timer. And I was like, I'm going to be a meditator. I would watch YouTube videos. It didn't click for me until I tried Tony Robbins priming. His version of meditation worked wonders for me. I cry almost every time. I try to do it every single morning. And now my body craves that feeling of meditation, that true connection with your heart, with your oneness, and that eternal consciousness that we're all a part of. Meditation, find what works for you and you'll feel that magic, I promise. The next one that I touched on at the beginning is travel and connection with people from around the world. Travel and connecting with communities, different cultures, different norms, that expands your mindset in so many ways. And ultimately you find that we're all here, part of this human race, and everyone smiles in the same language, as cheesy as it is. Even if you don't know the same language as the person sitting next to you, you smile and you can communicate so much. And so travel and experiencing new cultures really does expand your mindset so much and gives you so much empathy for other humans, part of this human experience. And then the next one, you can learn so much from books. So I love doing a combination of books and audiobooks. I am someone that I like to focus on one thing at a time. I've found, and they've actually proven, that multitasking, something that used to be proved as productive, is actually not productive, and you give less to each task that you're doing, as opposed to being super channeled in and in a flow state on the one task that you're doing. And so what I like to do is just focus on the one book that I'm reading, or the one podcast, or the one episode that I'm listening to. And I use Goodreads to organize all the different books that I'm reading, book recommendations people give me, and I've just loved learning from books right now. If you want to see the books that I'm reading or I recommend, I have a YouTube video where I share the books that have transformed my life, and all my favorite ones are in there. There is such a wealth of knowledge to learn from mentors, from people who have done what you want to do. And I so strongly recommend reading for that purpose. And building off of reading, I wanted to add one point, specifically Dr. Joe Dispenza's books and audiobooks, Becoming Supernatural and Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, have blown my mind from what he teaches, the actual science and breakdowns of manifestations. They say where your focus goes, energy flows. That's a Tony Robbins quote. And Joe Dispenza teaches along the same of what you think and what is a possibility in the quantum realm becomes a thought. And then why it's so important to manage your thoughts is because your thoughts create your reality. It manifests as energy and particles and atoms in the quantum realm and then into physical reality. And that's what becomes your life. And so what Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches is that when you have this goal or dream, you raise your vibrational state to the energy of attracting what you want. So love, abundance, freedom, feel that feeling, because any feeling that you ever hope to feel already exists. And then that's when you'll bring that thing to you, when it's a vibrational match and when you're truly at that aligned state. And I do his meditations twice daily when I can, and his books have truly taught me how to do that, and I so strongly recommend it. And the next one is time spent alone. If it can be time spent alone in nature, that's just the magic of it all, because you really get to connect ultimately to that core, the essence of your being. I've learned so much about myself during time spent alone, and you really learn to combat feelings like loneliness and your place in the world, and then show up as your best version of you for the world. So I hope this was helpful. These are all different tools that you can use in your life to practice more mindfulness and meditation and manifestation and making your goals and bringing them into reality. I truly hope that this was helpful. Let me know down below if there are any other practices that you incorporate in your life for living a more mindful and productive and peaceful life in whatever way that looks like for you, for accomplishing what your goals are, what your dreams are. My mission of living your most extraordinary life looks different for every single person, and I hope you have the courage and the inspiration to go for that for yourself. So thank you so much for watching. If this was helpful to you, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Mahna Ghafori, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!